All right, welcome to a special edition of the MMA Fight Game Podcast. This is going to kind of be a spin of Dana White's If You Don't Know, Now You Know, because I'm the only one who is recognizing this athlete and his upcoming fight Saturday night, August 16th in Rochester, New York. This is probably one of my most favorite debut MMA fighters to come out of the Rochester, Western New York scene in a long time. I've been sliding into his DMs left and right. When are we going to get you to MMA? He has a massive, massive debut fight against the rising Nate Smith. Abbas is actually coming off a nasty K1 bout, Muay Thai bout in Saratoga Springs, where he delivered an amazing three-piece and soda combo knockout to an opponent that electrified the crowd. This fight for in Rochester, New York, is probably going to be the fight of the night. I am calling it right now. And then I do welcome Abbas Abajobir to the program with Kettlebell Jane doing a brief cameo right here.
Let's
And
go.
I truly appreciate joining late on a Wednesday night. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you, bro?
Good, man. I am certainly I've talked to a bunch of guys on your card, Mason Lewis, Dalton English.
Yep,
I've
yep.
talked to those guys, as well as a mutual former opponent in Ty Coles.
Mhm.
And this is a big card. This is a
Oh
really,
yeah.
really, really
Oh yeah.
big card. I
No, I'm
I
excited
taught
for it.
Bubba well.
Yeah, man. I mean, we had I think we originally had maybe like 9 or 10 guys already, guys and girls scheduled to fight. A couple fell through for different reasons, injuries and stuff, but we still got like 7, 8 guys out of Western New York fighting, so it's gonna be a long night for Felipe.
Yeah, Felipe is an OG coach. Just recently saw him on UFC Fight Night, cornering one of his longtime training partners.
Capoeira.
Yeah, and you training out of Western New York MMA. It's just not the guys in Western New York MMA. It's the girls. I'm gonna give the girls some love straight up. Alyssa Party, Sabrina Lomas, Ashley Pisano. She's with you too, right?
Yeah, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
all assassin girls, and then you have the stalwarts Gabe Vega, who's fighting Thomas Laredo in a title fight.
Yep.
You have Anthony Mixon, and you have
Yep.
one of my favorite area fighters who's fighting Mason Lewis for a 135
Big
pound title
Katie.
in John Lopez, which
Yep.
couldn't have been a better move for your gym or John himself. And then you. I got to know you. I think it was back at Attica 2 when you fought Ty Coles in a very close, very controversial decision there, and
Mhm.
it was amazing. And then I watched your career progress up until that three-piece Minnesota in Saratoga. Talk to me about what it means training with all those dogs in Western New York MMA and having a legend like Felipe Silva in your corner.
So to be frank, like it's nothing short of inspiring. You know what I mean? Like it really motivates you a lot. And to be honest, it keeps you consistent, right? And that's like the key ingredient really, I think, to like fighting. You know what I mean? It's just the consistency. You gotta be in the gym, you gotta be showing up, you gotta be putting in hours, rounds, you name it. And when your rounds are not just like not a lot of rounds, but quality rounds. You know what I mean? Like on a sparring night, you got so many like different looks. You got, you know what I mean, all kinds of different guys. And they're all killers, you know what I mean? And like you said, the girls are killers,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You can't really slack. Like you can't take a day off, you know what I mean? You take a week off for like vacation, you come back and it's like everyone's so much better already. So it's like you just can't, you know what I mean? You can't slack off. So it keeps you, you know what I mean? Just improving constantly.
Yeah, and again, I can't say enough. Anthony, John,
Mhm.
Gabe, Alyssa, Sabrina. I mean, the list is long and distinguished over there for sure. And there's
We
probably
got my
some
boy
that
Todd too.
who? Oh, Todd Banks.
Todd Banks,
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
man.
a savage.
Dog, you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
he's the
Tony,
complete.
Mustomi,
Yeah,
he's a monster.
yeah, all those cats.
Yeah.
So you amassed a record of 4-3 in K1 in Muay Thai, but
Yeah.
now you're making the proverbial jump to MMA.
Yes, sir.
Why now, and what took so long?
To be quite honest with you, the idea was always in the back of my head. Ever since I started at WNY, the idea was to do MMA. Originally, when I started that journey, though, I just was kind of like leaning towards the striking. I got a background in the Taekwondo,
Okay.
so I was, just kind of already decent at the idea of kickboxing. I just had to tweak it a little bit, work on my boxing somewhat, kind of get rid of the bladed stance, be a little more forward. But I really just kind of decided to hone in on striking so I could just figure that out first. You know what I mean? I felt like that was the essence of fighting, was
Mhm.
being able to, throw a punch, get punched in the face, deal with that. So honestly, I was just putting some fights together, and then I kind of really started to fall in love with the Muay Thai. Like I really started to have fun with it.
Mhm.
I was eager to get shin guards off. I was trying to get elbow pads, you know what I mean? So really I was chasing that for a while, and then in the midst of that, you know what I mean, I got the kickboxing, the K1 fight with Ty. So you know what I mean, it's like here and there I'm kind of just making some side quests, but the main mission is definitely MMA. And I felt like it just happened now because it made sense, pretty much, to happen now. Especially with Nate, I think we kind of were having trouble agreeing on the rule set. He's a K1 guy, and I like Muay Thai. So simply put, you know what I mean? That was kind of hard to figure out the striking fight. And I feel like now I put in enough work with the MMA stuff, with you know what I mean, at least having enough grappling to be confident in an MMA fight. So I was like, fuck it, you know what I mean? Let's put on the little gloves, and I feel like I'm just excited, you know what I mean, to see my power coming off that knockout win. I'm definitely, you know what I mean, excited to throw down with 4 ounce gloves. So yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, let's talk about that. You're coming off a blistering knockout. Nate is also coming off a
Yep.
blistering knockout
Yep.
in March in the MMA cage. That's a hell of a debut fight for you, a sophomore fight for Nate. What are your expectations for Saturday night against Nate Smith?
Um, you know what I mean? I think we're both seasoned fighters, you know what I mean? At this point, like we got a good amount of
Oh yeah.
fights. So I think we're both gonna approach it with like a good head on our shoulders. I'm sure he's got a game plan for me. I'm game planning for him. Um, at the essence of it, we're both strikers. So I imagine most of the fight's gonna take place on the feet. I'm ready for it to go wherever, you know what I mean? Like I said, I'm confident now in my grappling that if it goes there, I can handle myself. But I'll be real. I think both of us are more comfortable standing up. So
Hmm.
I imagine, you know what I mean, we'll probably feel each other out a little, but at some point, cars are going to crash. We're going to probably meet in the middle. You know what I mean? So I'm excited for that. I'm confident. You know what I mean? Coming off of my win, him coming off of his win, I know he's confident too, and that's what excites me. You know what I mean? That's what made me put a lot of work in this camp. So I'm hyped for it. I'm psyched.
Yeah, I mean, there's and actually let's talk about it. So you usually fight in Buffalo at K4 where I'm now at, and now you're down the I-90 in Rochester with FCP.
Mhm.
Like between the two promotions, there's 40 badass fights. What do you think
And
about
it's
that?
crazy. It's crazy, you know what I mean? That there's even like enough fighters now in the area that we can like saturate the fights that much. You know what I mean? And it's all like I think there's quality fights on both cards. To be quite
Oh,
honest with you,
no
yeah, like
doubt.
even that K4 one, like there's some badass fights. You know what I mean? That I wish I could be there for, but you know what I mean. We're gonna be an hour away.
Yeah, an hour away. If you fight early, I mean that Isabella
Maybe on that over.
Filipazzo, Sophia Hayes is an unbelievable matchup. Caroline
Mm-hmm.
and Amanda Gons, and there's some other fights as well. So
Absolutely.
and then Janie McGlowan and Janilsa
Mm-hmm.
Quesada. That's a Muay
James
Thai
solid.
fight.
Yep.
A guy that's near and dear. I think you might have trained with him a little bit. we were able finally to get Michael Stevens a pro fight, which is huge.
Yeah,
He's a
hell yeah.
dog.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I super co-sign Mikey Stevens, man. That dude is a stand-up guy and he's yeah, that fight is a banger fight too. Dylan Frenzy is I've checked him out a little bit. We shared that an opponent that Cody Stone. So
Okay.
I've seen some of his highlights
Yeah.
and he's very legit. He's very legit. So that fight is a banger fight. I love that it's pro fight. You know what I mean? Both those guys are getting paid because they're gonna put on a high level fight. I'm excited.
Yeah. And then, Mario Vasquez is another rising up and comer taking on Jan. We booked John Piersma, who
Yeah, yeah,
fought
yeah,
in
yeah.
the UFC for a pro black belt grappling match
Mhm.
as well. Not to just, give shade to, our card. I mean, Mason Lewis, John
Oh
Lopez,
my God,
you know,
banger fight,
you
man.
have Dalton
I love that
English,
fight.
Andre Quiroz is another one. But honestly, if people don't know and they're not paying attention, I am saying that I'm pretty sure you and Nate are going to steal the night. That's.
What I like to hear.
I mean, if you know the regional and AMI scene, that's the fight. You're not going to be afraid to strike. Nate's not going to be afraid to strike. Two dogs fighting with
Mhm.
nothing to lose.
Come
That's
on.
that.
Little gloves too, man. Little gloves, like, and we're gonna let them hang. Like, it's gonna be. You don't want to miss it for sure.
Now the question is how you're going to delegate your time. You're going to have the K4 card, you're going to have the FCP card, and then you got a badass card in Chicago in
I
UFC
know. Oh my
319.
God, man. That's gonna be crazy, dude. I gotta figure it out. I'm gonna have like the stream on the phone,
Yeah.
driving back to Buffalo. It's gonna be a lot, but I
That's
love
what
fights, man.
everybody's saying they're going to do. They're going to have one screen for K4, they're going to have one screen for FCP and then one for
Honestly, man, you don't want to
319.
miss it, bro. I'm a fan of fighting. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
And as much as I love it, it's the best sport in the world.
Yeah, and again, I can't say it enough. Your fight is a can't miss fight. But before we wrap this up,
Mhm.
prediction: who do you
Mhm.
got in the main event Saturday night? DDP or Hamzat Chimaev, and how?
I'm going. I'm going Kamzat. I'm going Kamzat. Gets it done. Second, if not first, but I'm going first round finish. Hamzat Chimaev.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna go
I'm feeling spicy. Like I just feel he's got that one.
and they just announced his boy that fought last night is actually fighting on that card as well against a CFFC welterweight champion as well. So now there's 15 fights on that card.
Oh, that's a banger, man.
Yeah, yeah. All the bangers. I mean, Rochester's a banger, Buffalo's a banger, and then obviously Chicago's a banger.
Mhm.
But before I let you go, is there anybody you want to thank? Any sponsors, anything like that you want to shout out?
Um, Not quite, none really in specific. I do want to shout out my boy, Abdi. He's been taking a lot of my photos and videos
Okay.
lately for content, and he's going crazy with it. So shout out to him for that. Shout out to my coach, Felipe. Shout out my whole team, everybody on my team, my fight squad, dogs. Um, yeah, man, that's it. Let's go.
Yeah, absolutely. But Saturday night, August 16th from Rochester, New York, this is the fight that you cannot miss. Abbas versus Nate Smith. It is a can't miss fight. Abbas, I truly appreciate the time. Just sit tight, okay?
Yes, sir.